My name is Jasmine." I was happy and scared at the same time. Then he said he needed space. I held my stomach and went silent. I did not know what to say. The cafe was noisy. People were laughing. They were drinking coffee. They were talking about their day. But I could not hear them. I could only hear his words. He said, "I need a break." He said, "This is too fast." He said, "I am not ready." I looked at him. His name was Mark. I loved him very much. We were together for 2 years. We were happy. At least, I thought we were happy. 10 minutes before, I told him the news. I showed him the test. It was a small plastic stick. It had 2 pink lines. 2 lines mean a baby. I was pregnant. I thought he would smile. I thought he would hug me. I thought he would say, "We can do this, Jasmine." But he did not smile. He looked at the table. He looked at his hands. Then he looked at the door. He wanted to leave. "A break?" I asked. My voice was very small. "But I am pregnant. We are going to be parents." Mark stood up. He put money on the table. "I need time, Jasmine. I need to think. Please understand." Then he walked away. He walked out of the cafe. He walked out of my life. I sat there alone. My tea was cold. My hands were shaking. I put my hand on my stomach. It was flat. I did not look pregnant, but I knew the truth. There was a life inside me, and the father of this life just walked away. I want to tell you my story. Maybe you are sad today. Maybe you feel alone. Maybe someone hurt you. I want you to know something. You are strong. You can survive. This is how my journey began. I walked home. The city was busy. Cars drove fast. The sun was going down. It was a beautiful evening, but everything looked gray to me. I felt heavy. My legs felt like stone. I lived in a small apartment. It was on the 3rd floor. There was no elevator. I climbed the stairs slowly. 1, 2, 3. I counted the steps. I did not want to think. When I opened the door, the apartment was quiet. Usually, Mark was there. Usually, the TV was on. Usually, he was cooking dinner. But now, it was just me. I sat on the sofa. I looked at the phone. I waited. I thought, he will call. He will come back. He is just scared. I waited for 1 hour. I waited for 2 hours. The phone did not ring. The door did not open. I started to cry. I cried for a long time. I felt so small. I was 24 years old. I had a job at a flower shop. I had a small car. I had a simple life. I was not ready to be a mother alone. "I cannot do this," I whispered to the empty room. "I cannot do this alone." Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt that a problem is too big? It feels like a mountain, and you are just a small person at the bottom. That night, I did not eat. I went to bed. I curled into a ball. I held my stomach. I promised the baby, "I am sorry. I am sorry he left." The next morning, the sun came up. The world did not stop. That is a strange thing about sadness. The world keeps going. The birds sing. The neighbors go to work. The buses run. I had to go to work too. I worked at a flower shop called the Rose Garden. I loved flowers. I loved the smell of lilies and roses. But that day, the smells made me feel sick. My boss was a kind woman. Her name was Mrs. Higgins. She was 50 years old. She had warm eyes and a loud laugh. She looked at me. "Jasmine, are you okay? You look pale." I wanted to say, "I am fine." That is what we always say. We say, "I am fine," even when our hearts are breaking. But I could not say it. Tears came to my eyes. "Mark left," I said, "and I am pregnant." Mrs. Higgins stopped working. She put down a bunch of yellow tulips. She walked over to me. She gave me a big hug. It was a warm, strong hug. "Oh, my dear," she said, "breathe, just breathe." We sat on 2 small chairs in the back of the shop. She made me a cup of tea. It was peppermint tea. It was good for my stomach. "He asked for a break," I said. "He said he needs space." Mrs. Higgins shook her head. "Space is for parking cars, Jasmine, not for relationships, not when a baby is coming." Her words were tough, but they were true. "What will I do?" I asked. "I don't have much money. I don't have a big house." Mrs. Higgins took my hand. "You will work. You will save. And you will love this baby. Women are strong, Jasmine. We are like flowers. We look delicate, but our roots are deep. We can survive storms." I liked that. We can survive storms. For the next few weeks, I lived in a fog. A fog is like a cloud that sits on the ground. You cannot see clearly. That is how I felt. I went to work. I came home. I slept. I called Mark 3 times. The first time, he did not answer. The second time, it went to voicemail. The third time, he sent a text message. The message said, "Please, Jasmine, I need more time. Do not call me." I looked at the screen. My heart broke again. Do not call me. How could he say that? I was angry. Then I was sad. Then I was angry again. My body started to change. I felt tired all the time. I needed to sleep in the afternoon. Some foods made me feel sick. I could not eat chicken. I could not drink coffee. I only wanted to eat apples and bread. One Saturday, I went to the doctor. It was my first appointment for the baby. The waiting room was full of couples. I saw husbands holding their wives' hands. I saw them smiling. I saw them looking at pictures of ultrasounds. I sat alone in the corner. I picked up a magazine. I tried to read, but I could not focus. I felt jealous. Why do they have happy lives? I thought. Why am I alone? It is okay to feel jealous sometimes. It is a human feeling, but it hurts. The nurse called my name. "Jasmine, come in, please." I walked into the small room. The doctor was a nice man. He smiled at me. "Where is the father?" he asked. He did not mean to be rude. It was a normal question. "He is busy," I said. I lied. I was too ashamed to say. He left me. "Okay," the doctor said. "Let's look at the baby." I lay down on the bed. The doctor put some cold gel on my stomach. He used a machine to see inside. On the screen, I saw black and gray shapes. I did not understand the picture. Then I heard a sound. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It sounded like a fast train. It sounded like a galloping horse. "What is that?" I asked. "That is the heartbeat," the doctor said. "That is your baby's heart." I stopped breathing for a second. Tears ran down my face. This time, they were not sad tears. They were happy tears. There was a heart beating inside me. A tiny, strong heart. It did not know about Mark. It did not know about money. It just wanted to live. "Hello," I whispered. "Hello, little one." I walked out of the clinic. The sun was shining. The sky was very blue. I took a deep breath. The air smelled fresh. I put my hand on my stomach. "We are a team," I said. "You and me. We are a team." I decided to stop calling Mark. If he wanted space, I would give him space. I would give him the whole universe. I did not need him to be happy. I started to prepare. I needed money. My job at the flower shop paid okay, but I needed more. I asked Mrs. Higgins for more hours. "I can clean the shop in the evening," I said. "I can deliver flowers on weekends." "Are you sure?" she asked. "You need rest." "I need diapers," I laughed. "Diapers are expensive." So I worked hard. My feet hurt. My back hurt. But I felt proud. Every dollar I saved was for my baby. I started to buy things. I did not buy expensive things. I went to a second-hand shop. This is a shop where people sell used clothes and furniture. I found a small wooden crib. It was old, but it was strong. I bought it. I bought yellow paint. I painted the crib. It looked new and bright. I found tiny clothes. Little socks. Little hats. They were so small. I could not believe a person could be that small. One day, my mother called me. My parents lived in another city. It was 3 hours away. "How are you, Jasmine?" she asked. I had not told them yet. I was scared they would be angry. I was scared they would be disappointed. "Mom, I have news," I said. I told her everything. I told her about the baby. I told her about Mark. I told her about the break. There was silence on the phone. I held my breath. "Oh, Jasmine," she said. Her voice was soft. "Why didn't you tell us sooner?" "I was scared," I said. "We are coming," she said. "Your father and we are coming this weekend." "You don't have to," I said. "I am okay." "We know you are okay," she said. "But we want to see you." That weekend, my parents came. They brought bags of food. They brought a warm blanket. My father looked at me. He was a quiet man. He did not say much usually. He hugged me. "We are here," he said. "We will help." They did not ask about Mark. They did not say bad things about him. They focused on me. They focused on the baby. We painted the spare room in my apartment. We painted it a soft green color. It looked like a garden. "It is beautiful," I said. "It is a room for a new beginning," my mother said. Months passed. My stomach grew big. It was like a watermelon. It was hard to tie my shoes. It was hard to sleep. But I was not sad anymore. I was busy. I made friends with a neighbor. Her name was Sarah. She also had a baby. Her baby was 6 months old. We walked in the park together. Sarah told me about sleepless nights. She told me about breastfeeding. She told me the truth. "It is hard," Sarah said. "Sometimes you will cry. But when the baby smiles, you forget everything." I liked her honesty. One afternoon, my phone rang. I looked at the screen. It was Mark. My heart beat fast. Thump, thump, thump. It had been 5 months. 5 months of silence. 5 months of space. I stared at the phone. Should I answer? I remembered the cafe. I remembered him walking away. I remembered the lonely nights. But I also remembered the love we had before. I answered, "Hello." "Jasmine." His voice sounded different. It sounded tired. "Yes, Mark." "How are you?" he asked. "I am pregnant, Mark. I am very pregnant. That is how I am." He was quiet. "I know, I have been thinking." "You have been thinking for 5 months," I said. My voice was strong. I was surprised. I was not crying. I was not begging. "I made a mistake," he said. "I was scared. I panicked. Can we meet? I want to talk." I looked around my apartment. I saw the green room. I saw the yellow crib. I saw the tiny clothes folded on the chair. I did this. I did this alone. "I don't know, Mark," I said. "Please," he said, "just coffee." I agreed to meet him. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see how I felt. We met at the same cafe, the same place where he left me. I walked in. My belly was big now. I walked slowly. I saw him. He was sitting at a table. He looked thinner. He looked sad. He saw me. His eyes went wide. He looked at my stomach. "Wow," he said. I sat down. "Hello, Mark." You look good," he said. "I am good," I said. "I am healthy. The baby is healthy." "Is it a boy or a girl?" he asked. "I don't know," I said. "I wanted it to be a surprise." He nodded. He looked at his coffee cup. "I am sorry, Jasmine. I was a coward. A coward is a person with no courage. I ran away." "Yes, you did," I said. "I want to come back," he said. "I want to be a family. I want to help." I looked at him. 5 months ago, I wanted this more than anything. I wanted him to come back. I wanted him to save me. But now, I looked at him, and I did not feel the same. I realized something important. I did not need saving. I had already saved myself. "Mark," I said gently, "you can be the father. You can see the baby. I will not stop you. But you and I, we are different now." "What do you mean?" he asked. "I needed you," I said. "When I saw the test, I needed you. When I was sick, I needed you. When I was scared in the middle of the night, I needed you. But you were not there." "I know," he said. "I am sorry." "Sorry does not fix the lonely nights," I said. "I learned to be strong alone. I learned to be happy alone. I cannot just go back to how it was. You broke my trust." He looked down. He knew I was right. "I understand," he said quietly. "We can try to be friends," I said, "for the baby. But I cannot be your girlfriend right now. I need to focus on my child." I finished my tea. I stood up. It was hard to stand up with my big belly. He tried to help me, but I stood up by myself. "I have to go," I said. "I have a doctor's appointment." "Can I come?" he asked. "To the doctor?" I thought about it. "Not today," I said. "Maybe next time." I walked out of the cafe. This time, I was the one walking away. But I was not running away. I was walking toward my future. I felt light. I felt free. I told him the truth. I set boundaries. A boundary is like a fence. It protects you. The last few weeks of pregnancy were slow. I felt very heavy. My feet were swollen. They looked like balloons. My mother came to stay with me. She cooked soup. She cleaned the floor. She rubbed my feet. "You are ready," she told me. "I am nervous," I admitted. "Nervous is good," she said. "It means you care." Then the night came. I was sleeping. Suddenly, I felt a pain. It was a sharp pain in my back. "Ouch," I said. I waited. 10 minutes later, the pain came again. "Mom," I called out. My mother ran into the room. "Is it time?" "I think so," I said. We went to the hospital. My father drove the car. He drove very carefully. The hospital was bright. Nurses were walking everywhere. They put me in a room. The pain got worse. It came in waves, like the ocean. Up and down, up and down. I held my mother's hand. I squeezed it hard. "Breathe, Jasmine," she said, "breathe." I thought about the last 9 months. I thought about the day Mark left. I thought about the first heartbeat. I thought about the yellow crib. I thought about the lonely nights. I can do this, I told myself. I am strong. I am a mother. It took many hours. It was hard work. Giving birth is the hardest work in the world. But I did not give up. Finally, the doctor said, "Push, Jasmine. Push." I pushed with all my strength. And then I heard a sound. A beautiful sound. Waza, waza. It was a cry. A loud, strong cry. "It is a girl," the doctor said. They put the baby on my chest. She was warm. She was wet. She was tiny. She stopped crying when she heard my voice. "Hi," I whispered. "Hi, my love." She opened her eyes. They were dark and beautiful. She looked at me. She knew me. I looked at her tiny hands. I counted her fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I looked at her tiny feet. Perfect. My heart felt so full. It felt like it would explode with love. I named her Lily. Because I worked in a flower shop, and lilies are beautiful and strong. Mark came to the hospital the next day. He brought flowers. He brought a teddy bear. He looked at Lily. He had tears in his eyes. "She is beautiful," he said. "Yes, she is," I said. He held her for a little while. He looked scared. He did not know how to hold a baby. "Support her head," I said, "like this." I showed him. I was the expert now. I was the mother. He stayed for an hour, then he left. When he left, I did not feel sad. I looked at Lily sleeping in the plastic cot. I looked at my mom sleeping in the chair. I realized that my life was not what I planned. I planned to be married. I planned to have a husband by my side. I planned to have an easy life. But life is not always easy. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes people leave. Sometimes plans change. But that does not mean your life is bad. It just means your story is different. I took my baby home 3 days later. The apartment was quiet, but it was not empty. It was full of new sounds, baby sounds. I learned to change diapers. I learned to feed her. I learned to sleep for only 2 hours at a time. I was tired. Oh, I was so tired. My eyes had dark circles. My hair was messy. But I was happy. I looked in the mirror one day. I saw a different woman. The Jasmine from the beginning of the story was scared. She was a girl who needed a boyfriend to feel complete. The Jasmine in the mirror was a mother. She was tired, yes, but she was strong. Her eyes were bright. She had a confidence. Confidence means believing in yourself. I went back to work after 3 months. Mrs. Higgins let me bring Lily to the shop sometimes. The customers loved her. She is a flower shop baby, they said. Mark visited on weekends. He tried to be a good father. He bought diapers. He took Lily for walks in the stroller. We were friends. We were not together, but we were polite. He respected me. He saw that I was capable. One day, he asked me again, "Jasmine, do you think, in the future, we could try again?" I looked at him. I was holding Lily. She was laughing at a bright red rose. "I don't know, Mark," I said honestly. "Right now, I am happy. I am happy with my life. I am happy with myself. I don't need a relationship to be happy." He nodded. "I will wait," he said. "If there is a chance, I will wait." "You can wait," I said. "But do not wait for the old Jasmine. She is gone. I am a new person. I want to tell you something important. If you are going through a hard time, please listen. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe your partner left you. Maybe you are sick. Maybe you feel alone. It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. I cried many times. But do not stay in the dark. Take one step, then take another step. Paint a wall. Plant a flower. Call a friend. Go for a walk. Small steps lead to big changes. I thought my life was over when Mark said, "I need a break." I thought I was weak, but that break made me strong. It forced me to grow. It forced me to find my own power. Now, when I look at Lily, I do not see a mistake. I do not see a sad story. I see a miracle. And I see the proof that I can do anything. You can do anything too. My name is Jasmine. I am a mother. I am a worker. I am a strong woman. And this was my story. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning to dance in the rain. And believe me, I am dancing. I look out the window now. The sun is setting again. but it does not look gray anymore. The sky is pink and orange. It is beautiful. Lily is sleeping in her yellow crib. My small apartment feels like a castle. It is full of love. I make myself a cup of tea. I sit on the sofa. I enjoy the silence. I am not waiting for the phone to ring. I am not waiting for someone to come through the door to make me happy. I am happy right here, right now. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps you. Remember, you are never truly alone. You have yourself, and you are stronger than you know. Keep going, keep smiling, and never give up on yourself. Goodbye for now, my friends. Take care of your heart. You are precious. And if anyone tells you they need a break, let them go. Because maybe, just maybe, that break is exactly what you need to find yourself. I found myself, and it is the best thing that ever happened to me. The end.